Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey, here today with a little more of my sparkly cardigan. Still a lot to go in this big bad boy. These don't look big, but there is 800 meters in this sucker. Lion brand, discontinued, summer nights, something like that. I can't think of it. And the paper's gone because this one has caused me nothing but headaches. This is the second one that I have out of 6 that I've opened up and started using. Bought them at Dollarama for a super good deal. I mean, 800 meters for like $4.50. That is a deal. And being that it's so beautiful with this filament in it, like, look at the shine to that. That is going to be a stunner. Hopefully it'll match my hair when it turns pinky purple, but we'll see how that all plays out too. Anyways, really glad you're here today to just relax and throw some stitches together to make something beautiful. Super glad you're here. Let's hang out. My goodness. What a beautiful, beautiful moment. Getting some quiet time to crochet. Got a tiny headache, but that's because I'm fighting off getting overly sick from a cold. That's alright. This too shall pass, like most moments. Just gonna go through this a couple times, go around a few more dozen times, a few more. I have one side finished with one skein, so it's 800 meters into one side. And this one will be very similar, but I feel like I'm gonna have to probably do a whole center section that I attach them to, so maybe like a big rectangle is what I'm thinking. And I have seen a few people make rectangles with granny squares, so I can probably make that work. I might decide just to attach one end to the other end kind of thing and go around until I get the width I need. It'll make sense when I get there. But this is a really fun project. And this one I believe I'm going to do a hood with too. So that is something I've never done before. Now I believe with a hood, I will do no more research before I get there, but I believe it's like 2 squares and you put them together and then sew them on like that. And maybe 2 more up here to create the hood. I don't know. That's how I think a hood works from sewing. So I'll try to do that with crochet and see how that all works out. 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And here we up on a corner, which is one of my favorite parts, oddly enough. I love getting to the corners. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the double crochet, the chain 2s that make the shape, but something about making a corner like this is just, it delights me. It really does. It really makes me feel super proud. Like I have unlocked some sort of crazy, crazy secret, which it really isn't. It's pretty simple. But for some reason, I feel so triumphant and like I've achieved a goal, which is just interesting, I guess. It's the best way of putting that. Can't help it if I'm a little bit on the wacky side sometimes, but that is definitely something I find to be super satisfying. Kind of like watching people steam clean rugs. That is satisfying. Like watching that dirt disappear. Whew, girl, keep going. Sorry, it's just one of those weirdo things that I really find super relaxing. I don't like watching people eat. I hate the sound of people chewing. So I definitely don't like those. And ASMR stuff, I'm not crazy about them, like the tapping on things. I just don't find that calming. I'd much rather listen to like nature sounds or something. But then again, some of the nature sound things I have heard have been extremely unsettling. The other night I woke up after falling asleep for a little bit, and there was a lovely video of really nice looking birds. I think it was AI though. And the way the birds were chirping was quite... It did. All the birds sounded the same. That was one of the clues for me. And just the way they were moving around and the way it kept cutting and stuff, it didn't sound right. They didn't look right. And so I had to turn that off because I don't want to support AI if I don't have to. I just don't want to get into that whole thing. I'm not an AI person. I've seen Terminator too many times to fully accept that it's safe. I fully believe Terminator could totally happen. So it's just always been a belief for me since I was a kid. Not like Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to show up and attack us, nothing like that. But the whole thing of AI going off the rails and taking over, I can see that happening. I also believe AI and robots and whatnot could definitely consider humans to be the problem. And that's the other part that scares me, because humans are the problem in a lot of cases. But in a lot of cases, humans are the solution and are wonderful and sweet and amazing. And that is what I'm hoping for, more of that to start showing up soon. I really do. So I'm just trying to push it out of my soul towards the outside. So I hope other people start too, so we can battle this, kind of like Care Bears. I think that's what they were representing, is trying to push out more of that positivity from within, to put it out in the world, to make a change. And I think some people have gotten that, and I think some people have forgotten it. So it's up to us to try to make small changes every day. We may not be able to change the big things, but small changes can lead to big things, we hope. Like being kind to people, holding a door open might make someone not snap, you know? Someone showed them a moment of kindness and saw them. That's another thing. Like just bypassing people because they look like they're rough. I'm going out in a little bit. I'm not doing my hair today. And that is it. I'm just going to go wander around town looking like I just crawled out of bed, because I did. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to be polished every day. I'm not being paid today, so I don't need to be polished. I don't want to put makeup on. I washed it all off. I want my face to have a rest. Well, to have a rest, I mean, I'd have to wear a lot of makeup. I only ever really wear mascara, maybe a lipstick occasionally. I'm trying out lip stains and seeing how they work out. I've got a really dark purple one that I like how it looks with my complexion, but I feel a little bit like I'm wearing it too much, but I don't think I am. I think it's just that I'm not used to wearing a lot of makeup, because I stopped wearing makeup, doing my hair and all that when I have babies. There's just no time for that, and I'm so busy being on top of everything mom, and I'm finally starting to do these things for myself. So just fooling around and seeing what works and doesn't work. And we're just going to keep on going, because I am looking forward to this one. I'm thinking about pockets. I'm thinking about length. I'm thinking about a hood and possibly a 4-weight white to go all the way around it. So then it's kind of similar to like a Santa type deal, where he has this white trim around everything. And it's kind of fur-like. But I think if I go with like a 4-weight or a 3-weight, it will look a lot more cushy and bigger. So that's what I'm looking into. Oh, goodness. I was drinking a carbonated drink and it's coming back. It has little air bubbles. Sorry if you heard any of that, but it does happen. When you're drinking something carbonated, it will come back out your nose. Make your eyes water for a moment. No, I went through the filament. Don't do that. Don't do that. So see how it's... Can you see that? See this little bit? I stitched right through that. And I don't like doing that because it pulls this whole cluster up instead of having it lay with more drapiness, being that it's such a thin, fine weight. This is considered to be a fine weight. It is a 1. So it's probably another reason why it got discontinued, between the filament being tricky to work with. For some, I don't find it to be too bad, but occasionally I do pull on it like that, or the way it tangled. I can see that being very difficult for someone who's not prepared. I am prepared because I have used this kind of material before with cross stitching, but the way it's woven in, it's not hurt, it's not scratching me, it's not tangling too much, it's not doing anything like that, but it is definitely a little looser sometimes. Like in this one, I haven't found it, but it's like right there. I could easily go through that by a mistake, and I'm trying very hard to make sure I don't make that mistake on either end of it. And I mean, no one will ever notice it except me, but that is enough. Woohoo, sparkles. Do like a nice sparkle, though. Oh my gosh. This one always feels like it just takes forever because it's such a fine weight. Same with the dress, really. They're both such super fine weights that it does take a long time to get anywhere. I am still working on the tutorial for my Halloween Dahlia shirt that I've had to remake. Only got one half done, and I will be starting filming that fairly soon. So that one's going to be fun because it's going to be a really long time before I can get it done. Those rows take a very long time because I think there's over 700 stitches per row, maybe closer to 1,000. I'd have to look it up because I have it written down in my notes, but I have to transfer some of my notes out of my phone into my notepad, my notebook that I have there for crochet and for my ideas of future projects and whatnot, and what I have done, because I'm finding it very confusing going through my notes and not remembering what things are because I'm not writing down enough of it. So I'm trying to be a little better with my organizing, but of course that is a long-term battle. I'm a disorganized person. I'm too creative. Apparently creative people have creative messes, and that makes total sense to me. My table beside me is overrun right now. I have way too much on it. I need to clear stuff off, but everything there seems like something I absolutely have to have right within hand's reach, and it just piles up. I have my kids' stickers, like big things of stickers, just sitting beside me. I don't know why I have so many, but I bought them some stickers, and they're all just under my keyboard, which keeps sliding off because they're kind of in their plastic. I mean, these are things that I apparently have to have right beside my bed. I don't need them there. I'm not sure why they're there. The kids felt I needed to guard their stickers for them. I don't know who I'm guarding them from, but they just feel like their stuff is safe if mom is right beside it. I feel like my stuff is safe if it's right beside where I normally like to spend my time, my free time. Pardon me. There we go. Get through this. Corner here is coming up again. I love the corners, as I was mentioning before. I get excited when I see one coming up. It's probably why I have been really taken to this pattern. I like how they work up. They work up nice and easy. The shape is there right away. And I find mine that I've finished with my Caron Big Cakes. Love that sweater. I wear it a lot. I have a big hoodie that I just bought this year, like a big polyester fur type thing, fake fur, of course. And the thing goes past my knees, and I love that thing. I love wearing that one. It's perfect for wearing on a cold winter's day waiting for the bus. I feel warm and cozy, and it covers like almost my whole body, and the hood is phenomenal on that one. But it's not like, it's just plain black with a big kangaroo pouch, where my crochet items have more color and more vibrancy to them. I don't know if it's because I've made them or if that's what I'm attracted to when I'm making yarn. I want to make something very fun out of some of these yarns I've gotten. So I think that's part of my thing. This big old sweatshirt that I bought is, it's like a whole outfit really. It's just black. There's nothing to it besides that. It is fuzzy. It is extremely warm, great for really cold weather, but it is not colorful. It is not vibrant. It is just plain. And that is part of what attracted me to it, because there was like a burgundy one and a white one. But I was thinking to myself, white is probably bad because I tend to spill on myself, and I have kids, so things get spilt on me. And so black was the right choice on that. I wear it under a gray overcoat, so it's fine. I'm not just standing out in the dark because that's not smart. The bus drivers love to point out to me when people are wearing all black and how they almost hit that person because they're running on the side of the road and they're not on a sidewalk. That really stands out to me when a bus driver is telling people in passing how frustrating it is and how scary it is for them. I take that very seriously because these people are trying to do a job. They're out there on the streets every day. And it is true. There are so many joggers and people walking their pets that have none of the lights on. And there's no street lights on in this area because it's a rural street. Or it's just kind of out of the way, not the main thoroughfares. If that's the right way of saying it. But the main roads. It can be very dangerous. Yeah, one of my things, my sister that has passed away, when she was just a toddler, she got hit by a car in front of a friend of mine and myself because we were outside watching like 7 kids at the same time. And my sister was at a phase where she ran away all the time, and she was playing You Can't Catch Me. She ran out in the road not knowing any better and got hit by a truck. They saw her coming. They slammed on the brakes, but the truck was moving downwards. And she was just a toddler. Oh my gosh. Yeah, as you can tell, it was very traumatizing. And she spent the weekend in the hospital. They slammed on the brakes and they just bumped her, but it was enough that she was knocked out pretty much for 2 whole days and spent years getting random nosebleeds. I worry about that constantly. Like when I'm out with my kids, I am always on top of that. Out with my sisters, I was always on top of that. If you're smaller than me, I'm going to try my best to keep you away from that road. Keeping an eye on traffic. Making sure that you are wearing something that is visible, especially when it starts to get dark. Road safety is very, very dear to my heart because I never, ever want to see something like that again. Not ever. So wear light clothing, wear a reflective armband, get a flashing light, something to let people know you're there. I love seeing people who put flashing lights on their dogs when they're watching their dogs. So there's a few of them out there that have like the armband and then their dog has a flashing light on their collar. So you can clearly see that there's 2 there. Those people, they know what they're doing. They are being safe and I love that for them. I do. And I appreciate those kind of things. Anyways, now that I'm off in a weird corner of my brain, I'm going to say thank you for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box. And that does remind me, there are yarns. There are yarns out there that are reflective. So those are some things to think about. So if you're making up a nice little something to wear when you're taking your dog out for a walk, get some of that yarn. Even this would reflect light because of the filament in it. Wear this over your little outfit or your jacket or something, and you get a bit of a sparkle, and that makes you more visible. Sorry, that's my foot. Anyways, thanks for joining me here today, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.